Hello, this is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. I have no anime to complain about this week because the storm that prematurely removed me from last episode also decided to pick a bunch of pieces off of my house like it was a rotisserie chicken.
Oh dear.
And I have been cleaning up since from then, literally till minutes before this podcast.
Shaved a little bit off your house like it was one of those spinning meat piles at shawarma places.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doner kebabbed.
You've just
So
been
yeah,
trapped in an idle montage this entire time.
I haven't. So yeah, I haven't been able to watch any anime because I've been busy experiencing the greatest horror, the horror of home maintenance. How are y'all?
I'm Blackle. I had a very busy Canadian Thanksgiving, scurrying around the city, socializing, and doing my tasks like a good crewmate, and having random encounters, and it was pretty fun time.
That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, the tomb is empty.
The tomb remains empty.
I thought you were gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen,
God.
the weekend. Hi, I'm Emma. I used to be on this podcast, but then I took an arrow to the knee. But now I'm back with a brand new mission. To say things until Magpie regrets inviting me back.
Is that wait? Okay.
Hi, it's you.
Hi. I never know like when to go or if I'm interrupting someone or like whatever. Hi there. It's me. It's Louie. I haven't watched jack shit this week. I've been busy being an adult, doing adult things, and it sucks, and I hate it, and I want to go back to.
Do you want to just go back to the rot in your room schedule?
Yeah,
anyway.
Just leave me to decompose.
Anyway, don't worry about interrupting anybody. That's what we do here. We just talk over each other.
That's true. It's pretty much what the whole podcast is about.
And the only reason it's listenable is because I spend the next day fixing it. Anyway, you guys want some news?
Yeah,
please.
Only if it's good.
It all seems to be good.
Okay, cool.
Starting with this, Adult Swim's Jason DeMarco says we won't be making any more FLC, meaning that I don't have to worry about watching FLCL Ska or whatever's next.
Oh my god! Finally.
Apparently they can.
I haven't even watched any of the sequels, but I just
had to get that demon out, huh?
Yeah, I had a little Akai in me that I had to let free.
Little moment.
But yeah, it considers grunge and shoegaze to be rating successes, but it will not be making any more.
It's done. It's over.
The Foley has been coolly.
Following up on a story from the other day, in a recent interview, One Piece live-action co-showrunner Matt Owens has opened up about the possibility of casting Jamie Lee Curtis as Dr. Kuroha in the upcoming season.
Yeah,
they apparently have several characters that they can stunt or flex cast, and they've opened a dialogue with Jamie Lee Curtis about it.
Holy shit!
After what she said on Instagram about the show.
Wow.
That seems pretty cool. And finally, it appears to have been confirmed that Hayao Miyazaki is working on a new final film.
Hooray!
Ladies
and gentlemen, the tomb is empty.
And the weekend is playing inside.
That's why it's empty.
He's gonna turn into dust working on his retirement film.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently after The Boy and the Heron, he just immediately started working on a movie.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Ugh.
and I'm not trying to say I'm at the same level as Miyazaki as a creative, but I feel like he's also been trapped in this reality where like the thing that was his passion became what he did for a living. So
Hmm.
he just doesn't know what to fucking do when he's done making a movie.
Yeah.
That is true. He might just be coming back because he doesn't know what to do with himself otherwise.
I feel like 80% of the way through the movie, he's like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I have to retire. And then the movie comes out, and then maybe half a year passes, and he's like, sure could
I'm
go
bored.
for making a movie right now.
At least Scorsese has just been like, no, I'm gonna die doing this.
Yeah.
It's just like there's not enough time. I gotta make more. Anyway, that's the
I'm
news.
gonna say this is our last podcast every single week now.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a funny joke until you're right. Anyway, would you guys like to hear what we're going to watch?
Yes.
Badly.
Because it's good that you've returned, Emma, because we're going to view a sequel or a successor
Oh no.
to an episode that you were on. So we're going to watch Junji Ito Maniac: Japanese Tales of the Macabre.
Oh fuck.
Oh. You tricked me into Junji Ito.
Junji Ito.
So this was pretty cool. This animated music video is pretty cool, but what anime is it from?
All right.
Yeah, don't use that one. That wasn't that good. I was referring
No,
to the
that's
intro. So let's actually
that's
start
as good as
properly.
any.
Okay.
Oh, this is my nightmare. This is my Junji Ito collection.
See now it's funny.
Yeah,
So-
it's gotten funny.
Imagine a woman bombing on her podcast. Hi, I'm Rod Serling.
Imagine a woman.
Imagine a
Imagine,
woman.
if you will, a woman.
A woman.
I didn't even get a blurb, guys.
You don't need
How do
it.
you-
You
how
know what?
do you-
I feel like the blurb is holding us down as an
The
organization.
blurb
If
is
it's
gonna
an
be
apology.
Can we not with the blurb?
the blurb is gonna be funny for this, but yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah.
The anime series
Um,
adapts 20 stories from a number of Ito's manga.
Do we
Manga.
want
I want it.
manga?
I want to manga.
Manga.
This
Manga.
episode.
No,
I want
no,
to say
not
right
here.
out of the gate. I want to say out of the gate my theory about shows like this, and the Junji Ito collection.
Hmm.
I feel like Junji Ito has optioned off his works, like not as a like all at once, but like separate things, are like the rights to like adapting certain things are owned by certain studios. So like a studio might be like, oh, we should like get a Junji Ito property to like adapt, but all they can get is like the siblings and like I don't know
it's not
that woman with the long arms, and it's like no, but we wanted to do Uzumaki, but no.
It's not even that. It's because this one has Soichi as well. It's literally there, and also this one has Tomie. They're going to do Tomie in this one, which is one of the big stories. But
Yeah.
To me, knowing what I know about Junji Ito from like interviews and like videos of him and stuff, to me it just feels like an animation company every couple of years comes up to Junji Ito and is like, "Hey, can we adapt your work?" And he's like, "Well, gee, sure."
it's
And
just like,
then
yeah,
With no vetting.
yeah, that
that
sounds awesome.
fun.
Okay, have fun. I'm gonna go draw
And then the
really
rights are
bad,
wrapped up
really
with those
bad
guys.
pictures.
It's just like,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah, it
But
could be a
I'll
situation
be-
where he's just such a nice guy that he's just like letting anyone do it, but then the rights to the adaptation is just wrapped up in this random studio for like years.
Yeah,
But
and so they're
I really
go
think the
off-
only reason that they're not didn't try and do an Uzumaki in this is because there's literally already an Uzumaki project going right now.
It's true. Yeah.
It's
is
been-
Maniac contemporary? Is this happening currently?
It's not. I think it finished up earlier this year, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it's recent.
Wow. Huh.
It's much
It
more
aired in the
recent than the
spring.
other one.
Okay.
But yeah, let's get into it because we started off with the best way you can start a Junji Ito collection, with one of the dumbest, worst stories he's ever done.
One of those weird little fuck off stories that he does.
I actually really like it, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
I
So,
yeah.
so yeah, we open with the bizarre his Hikizuri siblings, which is this is
Yeah.
not a traditional horror story like you would expect from Mr. Ito. It is one of his weird slice of life comedy horror characters
Yeah.
that he visits every now and then, like Suichi.
Yeah.
uh,
The
so
real horror of this is just how miserable this family is.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we open on they're having dinner, right? No, we open on him going to work. So the oldest of the Hikizuri siblings, Kazuya, is going to go to work because he has to support the family, and he's being seen off by, and we'll do a little roll call here, Kinako, who is the second oldest. She is very broad.
True.
She has and kind of bug-eyed. Shiguro, who is Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Narumi, who is a normal anime character.
Uh-huh.
Hitoshi, who is a sad little boy, and Misako, who is my favorite character. Because Misako is possessed by a demon, I think. She has an incredible face. It's just scrunched into just like feral anger at all times, and her eyes are just pure white. And she barely speaks. She just says, and I love her.
She's really good.
She's she's the kid that you have to warn your family about at gatherings and be like, all right, everything will be cool. Don't touch her. She does bite.
Yeah, it's like my new boss is. I actually, never mind.
All right.
I can't tell that joke on the podcast.
Lore.
In case they listen.
But yeah,
Here.
Yes.
they're
You hear it on the wind.
they're seeing him off, and and Narumi is just like, wow, this is such a drag. But they all line up and just say, what is it? Have a nice day at work, big brother. And our next scene is him relaxing on a park bench because he doesn't go to work. He he goes and fucks around all day because their inheritance is such that they will never have to work to get by.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just lazing around. He's just like, what a bunch of fucking idiots.
Do you
What a bunch
you
of
guys-
noobs.
do you guys ever wonder what dudes named Kazuya did to the whole nation of Japan to get the fucking rep that they have?
Yeah, like I thought Kiryu might be an exception, but he's a Kazuma, not a Kazuya.
You know, that's true. But you know what? Kazumas get it the same. I just don't know.
But yeah, he's just hanging out there, and he looks to the left, and there's a bunch of police tape and shit. But he sees a girl taking pictures, and he's just like, huh. And he sees her profile for a second, and he obviously just thinks, wow, she's really she's really hot. But,
She's so hot. I have to take her home with me
I have to take her home with me.
to my fucking family.
So he's gonna put the Riz on her, and this scene is incredible because she's actually kind of severe, a little bit. She's very business-like,
Yeah.
and I think her name is like Sachiko. But Sachiko is taking pictures, and he's just like, what is he? Just like, you're a nature photographer? It's just like, actually, a lot of kids drowned here, so I'm trying to capture spirit images. Which is, you know what? she's positioned as the normal person, but that's kind of a fucked up thing to be out doing.
I was gonna say, I like sometimes Junji Ito introduces like normie characters in his manga, and like she's supposed to be one, but Homegirl's just like out somewhere. Like, oh man, finally I get to go see the pond where all those kids died.
Or all the children drowned.
Better bring my Kodak.
But yeah,
That's a real Kodak moment.
and he's just like, "Oh, are you the type to enjoy such things?" And she's like, "What of it?" And he's just like, "Oh no, I'm not being judgmental. I'm quite interested in ghosts as well. Hey, do you know what place has got a shitload of ghosts? My house."
My house far away, out of the city.
Out in the woods, very isolated. But and
The
also
fact
he
that she
introduces
goes along
himself.
with it is insane.
It's hilarious because I think she literally looked him up and down and just went, "Yeah, I can kick this guy's ass."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could snap this guy like a
He's-
toothpick if he
Yeah,
tries.
he's kind of a
I'll
he's kind of a
survive.
pushover.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she goes with him. And to his credit, after they unlock the big wrought iron gate at the front and walk towards the house, place looks haunted as fuck. It's got literal Halloween trees growing around. And she's just like, wow, and she just immediately starts snapping pictures. And as soon as he gets her back to the place, it starts going wrong for him. Because he was just like, oh shit, I forgot I have a family and they all suck.
Oh fuck, I'm related to all these people.
I'm related to all these freaks and they've all come out. So Kanako's there and she's just like being Kanako.
Literally like
No, that's Misako.
You're right.
And she is in the. Just assume, listener, that Misako is in the background of a scene doing something fucking weird.
Yeah.
But Kanako's there, and she's got her big fucking eyes, and Shigoro immediately horns in on the situation. Is just like, "Hi, I'm Shigoro, and we take good care of our parents' grave, and we buried Kanako's boyfriend out here. Ha ha, that's just a joke." And you could just tell because he was just like, "Fuck, it's all going wrong. Ah, shut up, you freaks."
No.
And Shigoro immediately just starts trying to put his riz on.
Which he has. If Kazuya has 0, Shigoro has -50.
Yeah, I did Uncle Fester a disservice by calling Shigoro Uncle Fester earlier.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves Uncle Fester.
Imagine if you could get a big vacuum cleaner and suck out all of the parts of Uncle Fester that are endearing, and you'd be left with Shigoro.
But
I just realized I was thinking of Mr. Feeney this whole time.
Mr. Feeney.
Nope.
But he's just like, why don't you join us inside for some tea? And she's like, actually, I'm just going to take some pictures and leave. So the next scene is just them eating dinner again. She's not there. He's clearly like really pissy about it.
Yeah.
And they have a little family moment in which each of them manages to pick an individual fight with every other member at the table. So yeah, Kazuya lays into Shiguro for just being a fat, sloppy asshole because he's eating like in an abominable way.
Yeah,
I feel like
pretty
they did him
unpleasant.
That's some ASMR for you. And him yelling at her causes Misako to start crying because they were talking about her parents earlier and she wants to see her mama. So she starts fucking howling about it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh god, Kanako, do something about that. He's like, I'm not gonna do something about that. Shiguro, do something about that. Shigero's just like, oh, I don't want to do about that. Why don't you're the most like mom. Why don't you do something about it, Narumi? Ugh. Why? What do you mean I'm the most like mom? How about you, Hitoshi? And Hitoshi is the 10-year-old sad boy, and he's clearly left with the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
I think-
just like, oh man.
Oh
My
man.
take on these characters is they're all like weirdly endearing, but in a way that I only want to see them behind like a glass at like a zoo exhibit, which I think is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. It
for
is the
sure.
point. Junji has a way with like dynamics between freak characters.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It's weird. It's like the Munsters, but like if I hated
But
every
drama.
single one of the Munsters.
Wait, it's the Munsters if the Munsters was Seinfeld.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah. I think you're really right.
Yeah. You're not supposed to like them. They're all shit.
I think this family should go to jail at the end.
So yeah, Hitoshi is just like they're there, Misako. Mama and Papa are in heaven now, and that's why we can't see them, but they're in heaven. And she just turns on her, she's like, liar, and just fucking lacerates his face.
Yeah.
she Freddy Krueger's him.
And it's clearly meant to be like a little girl scratch across the face, but she's open. She looks like she's opened them up like Wolverine would have done.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
render that shit like Lion King. Like he's fucked up.
Yeah, he looks like
Yeah.
he's gonna be permanently disfigured. And then he starts crying.
And I have to say, it was around this time that I realized I've actually read the manga. And you know, I remember being more annoyed by Minako when I read the manga, but something about the anime just made me sad. I was like, dang, this poor little girl. Like, she's just a freaky little girl and she misses her mom and dad, and everybody's mad at her.
She misses her
Yeah.
mom. But yeah, so Narumi's just like, you know what? I'm fucking out. And and the other two run off, leaving the older kids around. And they're sitting there. They finally stopped like sniping at each other, and it's just like maybe we should let Misako see mom and dad again. She's like, well, what do you mean? It's just like, well, we'll summon up the dead. We'll have a seance.
Like any other family.
Like any other, we'll have a family seance. Good old fashioned family seance, just like my grandma used to do. But they're just like, yeah, we'll do that. And Kazuya's like, yeah, I'll do that. And we'll need an observer. I'll invite Sachiko.
God.
And what's her name? Kanako is just like, oh, that's what all this is about. You just want to see her again. But the next scene is her ringing Sachiko's doorbell, and the sequence of event here is fucked up because nobody gets a chance to ask the question. But she goes to the door and she's just like, hello? Oh, and Sachiko was looking through her photos, and she's just like, wow, there's like spirit images in each one of these. And she pulls up the one of Hitoshi, and he's just crawling with horrible Junji Ito ghosts.
Yeah.
like from the other manga he does, the fucked up ones.
Yeah. He's fucking surrounded.
And she's like, wow, this is some good shit. And she goes to answer the door, and fucking Kanako's there, and she unlocks the chain on her door to talk to her, and I'm just like that's in reverse. That's in reverse. You need to put that chain in before you open the door.
Yep.
Look at that bug eyes. And Kanako lays it out. It's just like, hey, my brother would very much like you to come. We're gonna have a seance. My brother would very much like you to be the observer. And she's like, how do you know where I live? And she's like, oh, my brother followed you. Anyway, would you like to come? It's just like, I'd be a little more concerned about that. But she turns around and looks at her pictures that are developing, and she's like, yeah, you know what? I think I will go to that seance. Y'all got ghosts. So we cut to them arriving, and the whole family has come out to greet them. And Kazuya has put on a fucking Beetlejuice tuxedo.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is exactly what it is. He's got the ruffles and everything.
It's really good.
What the hell?
And he's And we open on
Completely missed that.
a scene of him from head on, and he's just twitching because whenever we cut the reverse angle, Sachiko has brought her boyfriend, who is a regular guy. I don't even remember his name. He's a boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Literally boyfriend.
Because it's an invitation to a seance. She didn't think it was a date.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like, oh shit, it's already going wrong. But they got to do the seance because they've already committed.
Yeah.
So they go to set it up, and he's just like, I will be the spiritual medium. He says a line earlier that's incredible, which is, I'll be the medium. I'm convinced I have psychic powers. which is straight up adjacent to I'm very spiritually sensitive.
Yeah.
I was attacked.
attacked.
I should have posted that on the Twitter. Remind me.
Okay.
But yeah, he's throwing out. It's just like, I will be the medium. Please, parents, come and and it just cuts over, and Misako is just jumping up and down and and making like animal noise.
Yeah.
She is so hyped.
She's primal raging.
He's just like, don't let her distract you. you have to do this properly. It's just like, will somebody shut up, Misako? And they all look at Hitoshi, and he's just like, oh man, not again. And he goes to stop to just ask her to quiet down. He not even any more elaborate than that. She just bites the back of his head.
His fucking skull. And like you can almost see for like a second, like he's like like he's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, she just bites into the back of his skull. He's just like, ow, 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 ow. And he just runs out because he's had enough.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a scene of him running to his parents' grave and collapsing on it. But yeah, they cut back to the seance, and he starts out. It's just like, you got to come into me, and blah 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 blah, and they're all holding hands, and he's like jealous of the boyfriend because he's holding Tachiko's hand, because that's where he ended up in the circle. But before he can really stew on that, it's time for Shigoro to do some shit, because he just goes, ah! And he stands up and he stumbles over the corner, and he just starts ejecting ectoplasm onto the floor.
Yeah, this is when I like started being like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like
we've got the Junji Ito has arrived.
The ectoplasm has been cooked.
It's occurring. It's transpiring.
But yeah, he's ejecting it. He's like, wow, it's ectoplasm. So that's what it looks like. And he turns around. He's just like, I am Goro. And he's channeling the spirit of their father. And he's just like, Kazuya, have you been taking care of your brothers and sisters? And he's just like, yes, father, of course. You liar! You tell them you're going to work and then spend all day fucking around. You're not worthy of being the man of the house. You'll be replaced by Shigoro. He's just like, oh man, he just runs away. It's just like, and everybody's just like, agreed, worst seance ever. And he slumps against the wall and becomes unpossessed. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. Kazuya's a little salty about it. He's just a little salty about it. He does go outside and knock over his dad's gravestone with a big rock.
I thought that was funny.
It's just like, I'm done with this family. Later, Hitoshi. What's our next scene? Is our next scene Shigoro being man of the house?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And he's sitting at the head of the table. And he's starting to make demands. He's just like, get me Kanako, get me some tea. Narumi, massage my shoulders. Hitoshi, massage my feet. And Hitoshi doesn't move. He's just like, what, are you defying me? And he goes over there, he just starts kicking him.
Just like stepping on him.
He's just stepping on him. It's just like, oh, geez, like sibling shit, I guess. What a bunch of garbage. What's next? Oh yeah, Kazuya is actually still lurking around, and Shiguro is just like come in. Don't just stand there. And they're sitting there having tea, and Misako's there, and she's still pissed because he told her that the ectoplasm might turn into Mom's spirit, and she's been trying to summon it out of it for days. And oh yeah, and in between this we cut back to Sachiko and her boyfriend because they're walking away, and they had a sample of the ectoplasm they took with them, and that's important. So back to what we were saying. Misako's just like it's all dried out now, it's not going to become Mom. It's just like we'll have another seance, we'll have another seance tomorrow. And then maybe Mom will come. And she's like, oh, really? La 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 la. And he looks over at Kazuya and he's just like, you go. Tell them. And tell her not to bring her boyfriend. It's just like, shit. So we cut back to their apartment. And they're on their computers. And he's just like, wow, I got the results back for the ectoplasm. It's like it's shocking. She's like, well, what's shocking about it? Like, what did we discover about the nature of ectoplasm? It's just like, it's udon flour. It's udon noodle flour.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh god, they just got one over on us, didn't they? And right about then, the doorbell rings, and it's Kazuya, and he's just like, hey, we're gonna have another seance if you wanted to come and observe that. And she just bangs open the door, and she's just like, I'm not coming to another one of your fake seances. Eat noodle. That ectoplasm was udon flour. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Now get out of here. So yeah, we cut back to the house. The same scene as earlier when Shiguro was being man of the house, except he's about to start making his proclamations, and you just see a hand come down from above and grab him by the shirt and yank him up. She's just like, you really thought you could make a fool out of me, couldn't you? And he perfectly puts on the fucked up Goro face. He's just like, I am your father, and he just slugs him.
Yep.
He's just
Straight
like,
across the room.
He's just like, okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted you to treat me with more respect. And he's chasing him across the room, and he like kicks the kotetsu out of the way and slides to the wall and traps him in there. At the end, Hitoshi's at, and he's just like, Hitoshi, get out of the way. Hitoshi, move. And then it zooms in on his face, and his eyes are just like all the way up in the back of his head, and he opens his mouth, and an actual like ghostly plasm comes out of him and just floats into the air.
It's like it looks like
marmalade.
It looks like when you pee in a pool.
It looks like floating marmalade.
It looks like when Heinz started selling that stuff that's mayo and ketchup mixed together in the same bottle.
No,
Yeah.
don't remind me. But yeah, and it takes on the face of their father, Goro, and chases them all out of the room. And we cut to Narumi for a second, who just takes her headphones out. It's just like, what's all the screaming about? And she goes out into the hallway, and it's just washing down the hallway, and she's like, oh shit, and books it. With all the rest of them outside, to where it's like menacing them, and then it goes up high in the air, and then dives down into the broken headstone where Kazuya knocked it over. It's just like, oh, you actually disturbed the ghost of your father by being a little shit.
Yeah. And then
it's over.
Hitoshi comes out and is like, "What the heck
He's just
happened?"
like-
and
he's
everybody's
just-
like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, he's just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
And yeah, that's the end of this one.
that's it. Everybody.
So notes. Since since it's on the mind, I will say, I hated the song from the OP. The visuals from the OP
bad.
were great.
I've listened to that song so many times. It's on one of my playlists, and I love it so much. How dare you?
I feel like it wasn't
I
included.
no, I agree with that, and also I think the cut of it was weird. There's like a whole part in the full version that they should have used, and they didn't.
But I did.
Yeah, I don't like how they like had the women's head like mouth along to the lyrics. It was just
Really,
really silly.
I liked
didn't
to see
hit
Tomie
right.
singing.
Everybody likes to see Tomie.
I just,
This song was made for me.
yeah.
But yeah, I really like the visuals. I actually I really liked the music for the outro, which is a little chiller, and it's just like this like
Yeah.
Japanese math rock
It was
stuff.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like fucking like American
Yeah, it's
football.
good.
yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. I liked
I
it.
have no opinion on this song.
I would like to know what that was called.
You can look
actually.
it
I
up.
should look that up.
Also, I should note, just for all of your amusement, that the collection that this short story appeared in is called The Circus is Here, which I think is funny.
Wow,
Um,
that is really good.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, actual notes about this. Aside from the fact that the bizarre Hikazuri siblings, probably not my favorite Junji Ito, the quality of this one is a marked improvement over the older one. They have actually like accurate,
Over
yeah,
Junji
they have
collection?
accurately like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
like replicated his art style and like vibes down to like line width and the way he does shit like that. So it's much better. The voice acting is better, and the overall direction seems to be better. So I like that at least. What do you guys think?
I think you're really right. I think that it came a lot closer than Junji Ito Collection, which to me kind of smoothed everything out.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was like
yeah, it felt like it was like intentionally trying to like suppress some of the Itoisms.
Yeah.
Whereas this one was trying to
Mhm.
go for them a little more. But I honestly still didn't feel like it was quite there.
Mhm.
I didn't think that it
Yeah.
looked bad by any means, but I haven't seen an adaptation of an Ito piece that has really like captured the like weird feeling that you get looking at it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
I think that Junji Ito's work is like maybe like as far as how impactful and important the components are. I feel like maybe it's like 30% story, 70%
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
I would be inclined to agree.
It's
Yeah.
Okay, the visual aspect of
Yeah.
it, and just the way he tends to draw things is
Yeah.
the
There's
big
just-
stuff.
yeah. So like I almost feel like it's almost as if in order to make like, and this would cost so much money, but in order to make like a perfect Junji Ito, you'd have to animate on ones and never
Oh
use
God,
2D.
that would be
That's
a
my
nightmare.
opinion.
It'd take 20 years to make.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Exactly.
hopefully that's what's going on with Uzumaki. Hopefully that's why
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
taking so long.
Everything I've seen
Yeah.
from Uzumaki has been
Uh-huh.
good. So,
Yeah, everything I've seen from the Uzumaki adaptation is like, yep, there it is. Like that's it. That's what I'm looking for that I'm not seeing in other stuff. And honestly, like during this, while we were watching this, I realized like maybe part of it is just that it's always in color.
but it's in color.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's something. I mean, not to say that there's no way to make a good Junji Ito thing that's in color, but like, I wonder if that isn't part of it.
A lot of the
I think you're right, honestly. It's amazing how different certain media is in black and white. Because I recently watched Johnny Mnemonic in black and white, which actually was always meant to
You're
be in
gonna
black
say
and white.
Johnny Tsunami?
And it's fucking incredible. It looks amazing. Johnny
Johnny
what did you
Tsunami?
say to me? No, Johnny Mnemonic, the 1990s like techno thriller.
Yeah, Johnny Tsunami.
The
Yeah,
cyberpunk
Johnny Tsunami.
adaptation.
We're talking about the same movie.
Anyway, and Johnny Tsunami black and white looks fucking incredible. Like
I think
a million times better than
I think you
the
guys have
color
something,
version.
but because it's so much of the vibes of Junji Ito's work is about how it's really stark a lot of the time.
Yeah, there's this
Yes.
like stark, like overcrowded emptiness that
He,
I
like
don't.
I don't like really associate him with screen tones, even though he uses them sometimes. Like
Right.
I associate him with black and
Mhm.
white. He just does
Yeah.
pen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's something about his composition that just, I don't know. It feels like, have you ever been in a library like right before they're about to close, and you're
Mhm.
like in a section where nobody is,
Uh-huh.
and it's maybe like the racks, like the shelves
Yeah.
that move, and you're just like in one of those.
Like this
Yeah,
could just close
and you
on
just
me and
feel,
no one would know. and
you
I'd turn
just
to
feel like
mush.
this could close on you at any second, and you're a million miles from anyone who would notice. And like that's
Mhm.
the vibe that I get when I read Junji Ito
Yeah.
stuff, and I've never really felt that when we're watching
Yeah.
stuff.
But I will say that
Mhm.
they did capture some parts of it pretty well. They
I
captured
think so.
especially the interplay that he does between like pretty girls and freaks.
Yes, yeah, no, that's really true. They did that very well.
They captured that pretty well. I don't know what else I was gonna say.
I don't know. I was a little disappointed having read the manga. I was a little disappointed at the way that the both forms of ectoplasm were rendered, because
Mhm.
they're so much more fucking disgusting in the manga.
Yeah.
Like so much more truly upsetting to see. And like, I don't know. Not, I mean, obviously when you're animating it, it has to look a little different, but I just wish it had been pushed just a little more.
They got a little bit of that whenever the end of it was coming out of his mouth the first time.
Yeah, that's true. It was pretty gross there.
They've captured the essence of man throwing up a bunch of udon flour,
Ugh.
which is a YouTube video that you would send to your friends to
Yeah.
punk them.
Oh man, you remind me to tell you about vomit cake. Anyway,
Absolutely, I will absolutely not remind you to tell me
okay.
about.
All right.
Anyway.
We don't have to talk about.
Anyway, if you'd like to remind us to watch Vomit Cake, you can do that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That's the word, not the number.
Thank you.
Someone had to say it.
We're also on Twitter and Blue Sky at a similar screen name.
That's the screen name.
No.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
So bad. Is this what happens every time Joey's not here?
Yeah, pretty much.
I miss JoJo so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, me too.
So yeah, that Uzumaki, that's gonna come out, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it has to. It has to, or fun or love does not exist in this
What-
world anymore.
Here's a good thing to end the episode on. What are you guys' favorite Itos?
I'm gonna say, fuck, that's a good question. I think a little lesser known one, but the one where it's like, the woman that has like her limbs are like retractable and expanding, and like it's like she's got those like metal, sort of like pegboard limbs almost.
That's unusual.
And I like that one a lot. I thought the
I don't
character
know
design
about
was
that.
really cool.
If I had to pick a weird one, I think I would have to. It's well known, but I think the balloon heads is so fucking outrageously absurd.
Yeah.
When I'm like walking around the city, I like sometimes wonder what would I do if that happened.
But
I don't know what I would do.
I believe that is the third episode of this series. If you
I'll have
feel
to
any desire,
I'll have to watch it. Of the ones I actually have real knowledge of, it's that lady. I know her.
Yeah. I don't know what she's called.
She's kind of
Yeah,
Holes?
but I have a great deal of interest in reading Remina. Because
Oh
of
yeah.
the premise of that is so interesting. And I have read Uzumaki and Gyo, and of the two, I actually like Gyo better because it feels like the only good successor to like H.P. Lovecraft in like cosmic horror. Like shit that
Wow.
don't make sense be happening, and there's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Yeah.
What if there were just stinky
What
sharks?
what if there was just
What would you even do?
evil gas?
I think that my favorite is probably The Town Without Streets. There was it's very good. It's if I'm trying to remember exactly what it's about, but I think it's about like a girl who goes to visit her aunt because her family is being really weird, and when she gets to where her aunt lives, the whole town is indoors.
Oh.
That one was good, yeah.
That's unusual.
Oh, actually, here's one I remember, which I really loved, which was the one about the guy who keeps rotating all the gravestones at night so they can watch him like flex because he's a bodybuilder.
Oh my god.
Was that a Junji Ito? I remember that
Yeah,
specifically. That's incredible. All right, new favorite.
Holy shit.
All right, you guys want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
get out of
please.
here, man.
Yeah.